welcome to Beyond the Veil with Adina. I am Adina, your hostess with the mostest here on this channel, as well as your resident, stop it, as well as your resident medium, oracle, wise woman, woo lady, prophetess, priestess, oracle, practitioner, um, whatever people like to call people like me these days. And I do all of those things on this channel if you're new around here. So if you're not into that kind of stuff, I understand. I just request that you leave just as peacefully as you've come. And if you are into those kind of things and you're new around here, feel free to make yourself at home. We are a pretty cool community around here. To all of my return viewers, subscribers, blessed babies, OG watchers, bush watchers, and everything in between, welcome back. I'm happy to see all of you who will be joining me tonight. And happy Saturday, happy day of Saturn to all of you. YouTube, it's about 1 minute and 15 seconds, and I don't have not one person in this live, but I literally just came on live because I was commenting to someone who posted and said that they were waiting for me to go live. So I'm going to ask YouTube, because it's almost 2 minutes in. I have about 4,000 subscribers, and you guys have not alerted anyone to know that I'm in here. I don't see anyone in this chat. So YouTube, could you please send out the notification alert and let the people know that I am live so that nobody thinks I am neglecting them. Other than that, I'm going to do some woo on you, YouTube, and you're not going to like it. I'm going to make a post to let my members know that, my subscribers know that I'm live. I imagine they won't see the post either. Because a girl is shadow banned around these parts, and YouTube will never cop to that. They'll never admit that they shadow banned you. Um, but that's what's going on around here. Hello, Andy. And I'm just waiting for some of my regulars to come in. Hello, Adorned. YouTube must have just got the hint. They must have just started listening and then said, go ahead and put the thing on. For some reason, when I call them out on live, then they usually allow you guys to come in, which is why I do that. I'm professional enough to never throw the platform that I use under the bus, but it works. Every time I start talking trash and talking about how YouTube shadow bans me and reminding them that I have about 4,000 subscribers and I've been on live for 2 minutes and nobody was in here, then they start letting you guys in, because now I have about 20 something people in here as soon as I start talking. So that's the only reason I do that. Otherwise, I wouldn't throw YouTube under the bus publicly, even if they were playing games with me. But I do that because for some reason, as soon as I put them on blast, you guys are allowed in. It's like they open the doors. Shaniqua, you're not all that. You know, because I'm almost 40, saying things like you're not all that. I mean, you guys, let me just put this out there for the new trolls and the newcomers. I'll be 39 in October. I'm not the same age as you. I was not raised in the same generation or the same reality as you. So insults from people online when I was growing up before the internet existed, that you guys have to understand your audience when you come to troll somebody, and I'm not your target market. I'm not. I existed before the digital age, which means if you're a bot, I existed before you even were conceived. You can't tell me that I think I'm all that when I do, and use that as an insult. So please, if you come in here to troll me and you say stuff like she thinks she's all that, I do. I do. And you would love for my name to be Shaniqua, but it's Adina. 5 letters, nice and simple. Simple enough for even you cavemen to say it. All right. Hello, Adorned. Hello, Erica. Hello, Mama Fakit. And hello. Hello to everyone else that's joining me. Welcome to the shit show. I actually was not planning on coming on live today because I've been a busy bee, but I got a notification 5 minutes before I came on this live from somebody that commented on the last live I did on Thursday, and they were like, I miss you. Oh no, it was when I made a post earlier about the weather. I said I may not be able to do a live today because of the weather. And somebody commented and saying they were looking for me this morning, meaning hoping to see me on live this morning. And I said, you know what? Every time one of you guys comments and says something about me not being on live, I get up and get on live. If I don't feel good, I do it. If I don't feel like it, I do it. If I'm busy, I'll do it. Every time one of y'all say something, you was looking for me too? Oh God, when you guys say that, you give me a little bit of anxiety. So I ain't gonna tell y'all not to do it. I'm just gonna handle my anxiety on my own. But I get nervous because when you guys say you're looking for me and I feel like I don't show up, then I just assume that you guys are going to abandon me. And I'm not going to lie, abandonment issues are one of the childhood traumas that I am actively ridding myself. So you guys are able to play on one of my traumas for a little while. But if I'm gone, please, I understand you guys miss me, but please understand that I also, um, I don't just do YouTube. I have clients. I'm a practitioner, and I be having to have time to work with the spirits. Did you just call me a majestic cougar? You know what? I like that. I don't know if that was supposed to be an insult. Lady of the night? Sure. I know that's supposed to be an insult, but hell yeah, I'm a lady of the night. Bitch, any more insults that I concur with? All right, so this is a let's chat because I wasn't prepared. When I say Lady of the Night, tarot cards, the dark magic, what's so dark about it? Other than the fact that it's derived from dark people. I can eat half a Whopper with one bite. Oh, you guys are on a roll. Hell no, don't let nobody stay. Anybody that you think should get blocked, just block them. Yeah, I don't fuck with these new niggas. I'm just shooting the shit with them. I don't fuck with them. I don't know them like that. Yeah, Starve. Yeah, go ahead and get him the fuck out of here. Oh, you know, YouTube said, "Oh, you want us to let them in? Fine. Here's the trolls." I feel like YouTube fights me, and I'm gonna try to make myself not think that, so I don't fight back. Can I please shout out my Russian friend? No. If you come in here begging and pleading, you're gonna get blocked. I don't know you. I don't know your friend. I don't know your mama. Um, ooh, look at all the trolls. This is a lot today. YouTube is petty. I asked them not to block me from the algorithm and they send me straight to the trolls. If there are any live bodies in the chat, please say something like the chat or something so I know that there are live bodies in here. Because I'll cancel this shit like Nino and go straight to my members live. I will cancel this bitch and go straight to my members. You're here, Dorian? Okay, you're a live body. Okay, all right. I was gonna say, y'all know we live. Look, Tierra said we can go live because all them is in the live. So, all right. Okay, all right, y'all. Because I thought y'all was gone. I thought only the trolls was in here. And if that's the case, I don't have to entertain them They can't get into the membership unless they pay. And you know I don't mind a troll who wants to pay to troll me. All right, so with that being said, happy Saturday. It's a day of Saturn around here, or everywhere. And around here on Beyond the Veil with Adina, if I title a video Let's Chat, that means I did not come to you guys with the topic to discuss, so I will not be controlling the live. Let's Chats are when you guys tell me what you would like for me to read on, and then I read on it. If you're new around here and you troll me, you're just going to get blocked. If you're not into the kind of things that I do around here, please leave now. I will not hold it against you, but this is an opportunity for everybody who is not interested in what I do to go ahead and leave. Because if you stay after I tell you up front what I do and then you stay to troll me, then I'm going to put something on you. And no, for those who question and think that that is, just something to say in jest, you do not need to know who a person is. Say less, Mike. You do not need to know who a person is, their name or anything to touch an op. We follow the streams of energy to our ops and then we cut you off then. So please, for your own sake, leave. Hello, Salim. I am great. Nice to see you too. With that being said, for all of the live bodies in the chat, this is a Let's Chat. If you guys don't tell me what you want me to read on, if you guys don't have a topic, then I'm not going to have one either, because the only things that I really have to discuss are for my members' lives. And I've just been too busy to kind of plug into what's going on in the world right now to bring something to you. Um, am I a model, actress, or influencer? None of the above. I don't really want to read on anyone's death today, simply because yesterday I was not feeling well. It is too much death, and I want to wait until the energy clears. I'm not reading on anybody's death today. Salim, I don't want to model. This is a robe. Thank you. But my greatest gift of the world is not to sell clothes or to be looked at like an object of desire. I do what I do because it allows me to use my greatest assets, one of which is my brain. Can you dig that? Are you okay with sticking around for a girl using her brain? Because if not, you're free to leave too. What's the real reason Harry and Meghan are moving back to the UK? Okay, we could talk about that. It is another reason I don't want to talk about Hayden Panettiere's death. For some reason in my mind, I've been calling her Hayden Penitentiary just because I didn't know how to say. I'm not a fan of follow of hers, so until I hear somebody else pronounce her last name, and I think it's Panettiere, in my mind, it's been saying penitentiary. Celine, goodbye. Um, oh, a black female superstar, Flicky. Fun fact, I used to be an observer on Lipstick Alley. I think the last time I was on there was like 2016. I used to do that when my marriage was failing and I was a lonely housewife. Just look at gossip and stuff like that. And I remember there was a thread on there about the next up and coming um like A-list pop star. And the person who was spilling the tea was saying that it was going to be a black girl. And the other hint was that they weren't going to be from the US. Now, hindsight, looking back at that thread, I would like to think that that was Tim's, but that was back in 2016 or so. So nobody's organic, because back then they were saying that this is going to be the next it girl. one of the next A-listers and mainstays, and they were saying she was black. And I remember people were throwing out names, and the person was saying, no, they're not from the US. And they were saying that she was going to be brown, like darker skin, because people were thinking it was going to be a light skinned person. I think that was Tim's. Um, Give me a little bit of uh, um, oh, so also about Hayden Panettiere. I don't really want to read her passing at all, simply because I'm actually tired of. So I know that there's a lot of readers and stuff on psychics on YouTube. Some of which are, yes. Okay. Okay. Some of which are genuinely talented, in my opinion. Some are a crock of shit, in my opinion. Um, but while there's a lot of people who do it, I there are some people who just do it. They just do the what's hot, the current stuff. I actually can't do that anymore because I am a messenger. And after I deliver messages for a certain amount of time, I get sick of repeating them because I don't necessarily, things like people being taken out by the industry, I don't want to continue reading on that just because it's a current event or it's gossip. Because when I call up these spirits, I'm talking directly to their spirits. And maybe, just maybe, there is some form of anger. These spirits don't want to be for your entertainment anymore. So if people are asking to know about someone's passing, that they, somewhere in your gut, you don't feel like it sits right with you, follow that. Also, we'll stop talking to demons already. Also, it's beyond the time of people wanting to know things just so you can know things and then make them talking points for a few days. If there aren't going to be any changes, and for you all, if you are to say, well, what can we do? You determine what they can get away with. The more you consume and then overlook shit, the more this stuff will continue to go on. So until the people are ready to kind of put their foot down and not just use this stuff for fodder or gossip or entertainment, then I can't I don't feel inclined to read Hayden. I don't feel inclined to read her unless there's anyone close to her, physical, like you knew her, that wants to reach out to me. I don't want to read her. I don't want to read her. These celebrities been getting offed by the industry, and for the most part, she kind of came out and exposed things herself. That wasn't big news to anybody until she died. And I'm not coming for you. I'm just venting. Now she's dead and everybody wants her tea. But she was alive and spilling it. So I don't want to read her unless there's someone close to her family or someone in law enforcement that wants to utilize this information to do something. She said to break the mold of what's expected for Black superstars in the entertainment industry coming close to MJ. Nobody can predict if somebody is going to come close to MJ. They can try. I think that's already been fulfilled with Tim's. And I don't think that we should be expecting anybody after that. And everybody can hope that their next artist is going to be close to MJ. But MJ wasn't MJ because of the machine. So until you have another soul with the same calling as MJ, then there will be another MJ no matter how the industry tries to manipulate it. It won't hit. It just won't hit. You can make someone appear to be a cultural impact, but only the impact will speak for itself. And the machine can't do it. I'm sure Tyler's Lipstick Alley is nothing like it used to be. It used to be real tea. Now it's run by everybody's PR team. So yes, everybody is on Lipstick Alley. Every celebrity is on Lipstick Alley. After the Kardashians came and sent out lawsuits and things like that for that Brow Buster scandal. Remember Brow Buster that was exposing the Kardashians, and then Mason. I just talked about this. Mason was on there exposing them. And then he came back and said, they took all my social media, so bye. He said, they took my social medias. Have we seen Mason anywhere? The industry is always trying to create somebody else that had a God given gift, because the God given gifts don't exist anymore. Not the way they used to, because of the digital age. They've sucked soul out of this generation. I'm sorry to say it, but I've been saying it for years, and it's the truth. This is the New World Order. This is a different type of human being we're working with, without some of the cognitive skills that every generation of humanity up until the digital age existed. This is a social experiment that we'll find out. And one of the consequences of the social experiment is something that we're seeing in entertainment. The soul is gone. That's an indicator. The arts is an indicator of what's going on in a culture. You've had dark ages and you've had golden ages. The golden ages were periods of enlightenment where civilizations and societies evolved and bloomed. The dark ages is when there was no more enlightenment, no more wisdom. The digital era is the first in human history. So think about the generations that grew up in the digital era. That's the late Gen Z, because that's the late millennial, and I'll say late Gen Z actually, because I'm a millennial and I was already in, I think, second or third grade when computer classes were rolled out. I don't even think the internet was there yet. I remember when internet came around, it was dial up. It took 2 days to get on. But before then, I remember when computer classes was introduced to schools, because we had to start learning to use them now. And we weren't even learning the internet yet because it didn't exist. We were learning how to operate the keyboard. And we were playing games like Oregon Trail. So the industry is always fiending after the glory days, but those were the days before humanity was altered. Now we're starting to see the effects of the digital age, and people are wondering why the music is suffering. It's not the only thing that's suffering. It's just the one thing that you can blatantly see. Look around you. Stay on the right side of change, Flicky. And there's nothing wrong with change. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but change brings good and bad. I'm not talking about an opinion either. They're trying to make someone equal to someone like an MJ, but there is a significant change in the humans of today. They're not going to get that. They're not going to get it. It's not going to happen. But let's see. Let me see. I don't need the cards to read. I'm telling you, it's never going to happen again. Not in your lifetime. Most High Mother and Father God, the industry has the people convinced so that they can continue to buy into something. They are selling you guys hope, and then you get nothing. You get a person that's popping for a couple of years, and they give them all these Grammys, and y'all still wondering, where's the good music? People are still winning awards and getting streams. The same time, the world is wondering, where's the good music? So they're inflating the industry so that the industry can stay afloat. They need you guys to continue to buy into it. The industry is dead. All right, Spirit. The industry convinces the people that another MJ is coming. Spirit, will there be another star, another celebrity within the next 20 years that will be comparable to Michael Jackson in impact? I ain't talking about fame, because they can make a bitch famous. A new industry can be created. It's not about industry. You have to move with the cycles of humanity and nature. We're talking about natural cycles. The industry is falling because it's on the wrong side of nature. Humans and nature evolve. Change is the only thing that's constant. So there's nothing constant but change. But it's the change in a positive direction. The industry is predatory. Nature is nature. Music is natural. The industry is not natural. The industry is a parasite on something that is natural, which is music, which is just an expression, an artistic expression. But it's right up there with academia. So music is natural to the human being. The industry is not. Why would we watch to see what the industry does when the industry can only watch what humans are doing? Good. When I have a head, I do not call myself a celebrity reader, because that means that my validation is in the fact that I read celebrities. But I do have a couple of clients that would call themselves celebrities. And I have given them advice when they come to me about their concerns about the way the industry is behaving and where it's going. Now, when I look into the future for all of them, I see the same thing, the Seven of Cups. What does that tell me? That tells me two things. That art as we know it is dissolving. However, if you use that for advice, that means to tap in to your source, your sole source of creativity, and start creating again, not by industry standards. You have to create the new industry. Somebody is going to have to create the new industry, but everybody is still trying to create within the industry so that they can make money. It's going to have to come a new generation of creatives who birth the new industry, and the industry will follow. They'll get on whatever they can parasite off of. But the creatives that we are given, they're slaves. They're not creating. They're just trying to get paid. What did I tell my celebrity clients? Fuck the big studios. Social media is ruling these days. Take your projects, get your teams together, and put them out there. Just put them out there. Because when the people start to love it, then the industry will support it. People have to get back to what made the industry, and that's y'all asses. But the celebrities are sold out, meaning they are so far removed from the creativity that brought them to the attention of the industry. Now that they have the money, the deals, the endorsements, they don't own their creativity anymore. Because everybody wants to be a part of the industry. Nobody wants to just be art. And those people that do, y'all don't give a fuck about them. Everybody wonders where the industry is. Fun fact, I just retired. Did you guys know? Any of you new people, did you guys know? I released an album. Was it last year? The last one I'll ever release. Most of you guys have never heard of Adina the Artist, but Adina the Artist has released 6 mixtapes and 5 full albums. No label, no nothing. Wrote, produced, composed, everything from top to bottom by myself. Because when you are creative, you don't need all the bells and whistles. You have an itch that you need to scratch. You hear a sound and you use your body, which is the instruments and the producer, and you use your body to help you create what you see in your head or what you hear in your mind. That's what I did. And if I wanted to go again, because some of my studio equipment is right up there. If I wanted to do it again, I could. But I don't have no way. I don't need to express myself that way anymore. I've evolved from that. So the way I use my creative abilities now are different. So there's artists out there that are creating, but typically they don't want to be a part of the industry so that they can die, not just physically, but so that the fire that's within them can die. Because some people, what keeps them alive is their art. If they get into the industry, they won't survive because the industry will compromise. Thank you, Adorned. Thank you very much. All right, but let's see. Spirit, the industry is marketing to the people, because you know they got to market and advertise to get y'all money, that there is going to be a new MJ. Also, everybody's PR is on Lipstick Alley, so they're not trying to drop tea. They're trying to prep you. Flicky, that's what that is. That's somebody's PR. And it's not like they're trying to expose an industry secret. This is a new way of rolling out someone in an organic way. Because everybody that's on Lipstick Alley that read that thread is prepared and is looking for a new superstar. Now that puts you in the mind already. Before the person gets here, your mind is going to take every woman that's dark skinned that comes up, and you're going to give them the benefit of the doubt. Because in your mind, is this the one that Lipstick Alley was talking about? So they get better than a fair chance when they do pop out, because the programming in your mind is telling you, those threads are telling you, there's going to be someone that's going to be comparable to MJ. There's going to be someone that's comparable to MJ. Now you're here asking me, can you ask the spirits if the next MJ is coming? Now, without that, if an artist just popped up with their gift, nobody would give them as much of a chance as they would if they weren't looking specifically for a dark-skinned black woman, 5'6", such and such, and she's going to be the next MJ equivalent. Now, when they present a woman that fits that bill, you're more inclined to listen to them. Even if you don't like their music, what do people say now? I'm going to listen to it a couple more times so it can sit with me. Fun fact, because I've taken several psychology classes, the music does not sit with you. You program yourself to accept it. Your first mind and your first reaction is actually the right one. Your first reaction is the right one. But sometimes you want to like something, so you go and listen to it. You go and program yourself. Because that's how you program someone. Repetition. You program yourself. And then all of a sudden, maybe you not like it, but it's stuck in your head. And because it's stuck in your head, you think you like it. But you just brainwashed yourself. What's the best way to brainwash somebody? Music. That's why your ABCs were sung to you. And all your learning was sung to you when you were little. Because rhythm and rhyme helps you retain information. Repetition, rhythm, rhyme. It helps you retain information. But I'm just a girl. I don't know shit. So that's PR on Lipstick Alley. You're not getting tea from Lipstick Alley anymore. It has a new owner. Lipstick Alley was taken down a long time ago for spreading tea. Now you've got cleaners and people's PR teams and celebrities on there. Get off of there. All right. But, Spirit, is there another equivalent to MJ, Michael Jackson, coming to the mainstream music industry? Why would anybody who saw what Michael Jackson went through sign up for the industry? If any talented creative is smart, they'll stay far, far away from the industry. Because when you know that you have something valuable, something that the industry is willing to pay you millions for, that should tell you something. What you have is valuable. Nobody wants to go to the industry when they know they have the goods. People would rather die poor with their power. Spirit, will the industry produce an MJ equivalent within the next 20 years? There you go. There you go. This is the devil. Does this look like yo? Oh, here you go. Just looking at the imagery alone, does that make you feel like you finna get an MJ equivalent? Do you know what this means? MJ was a slave. MJ died wanting to be free from the industry he was sold into as a little boy. Also, this is the industry itself. They are not trying to give you a God, because that's what somebody like a Michael Jackson is to them, a God in his own right. Michael could shift cultures on his own. He would have done that without the industry. It's Michael's energy that lives on to this day, not the industry. And if you think that they're responsible for Michael Jackson, you got yourself fooled. What you have is slaves. All of your faves are slaves. All of them. Why? Because this is the inverted pentacle. Now, the pentacle is the symbol of man. The devil reverse puts the pentacle back upright. And the devil reverse is freedom and liberation. But when the devil is upright, the pentacle is inverted. Now, that doesn't mean that the symbol is evil, but this is the inversion of man. That means man is flipped in reverse. He's not in his upright state. So anybody that's in the industry is not in their true soul self. They're not sovereign. And you're not getting their undiluted God-given gift. The industry is the devil. Don't look for another MJ to come from there. The only thing you can look for is manufactured celebrities. All of them. I don't give a fuck who you celebrate. I know the Barbs think that Nicki Minaj is so sovereign and powerful, but her too. Cardi, Nicki, Sabrina, Ariana, all of them blood clot team them. Tim's too. Because they've been teasing her on Lipstick Alley for a while. That was PR. So when she came, I knew exactly. I immediately thought of that thread and said, oh, that was Tim's. All right, so that's that. I pulled 3. The devil, 10 of Wands. These people are slaves. Do you see that? The glory days of the industry are gone. These are the generations before these new generations think that as older generations are just coming for them. Like our parents' generations, but there is a difference. We are all a part of the world of humanity before the digital age, and that is the new world order that you guys have been looking for. It's a virtual reality, and everything can be altered or manipulated. If you existed before the internet and the computers were law, then this isn't something hard to conceive. But if you grew up in this era, then you can't even conceive of life as I'm talking about. And that's why you guys keep looking for something, because the industry is telling you. But you weren't alive to know what the stark differences is. You can see it. This card says that there are things within humanity that is long gone. This is an older generation. This is the one we have today. They're in reverse. The glory days are gone. You don't get that anymore. I'm going to clarify this because I don't want nobody thinking that I come for the generations. Change is fine. But not everybody is changing in the same direction. This is the glory days being gone. Look at this. Now, remember I said I tell my celebrity clients the Seven of Cups because that comes out as their outcome? And in advice, I was just talking about the Seven of Cups because it comes out every time I read for a celebrity, and their concern is what the industry looks like today. And you're only concerned because you guys are used to gatekeepers running everything. And now that all the gatekeepers are going through it, it's hard to make money. It's hard to get projects off the ground. It's hard to get funding. But you guys are still trying to operate in the old world. Somebody has to be the new gatekeeper. And no, you don't just wake up, do a project, and then become the gatekeeper. But there was a day where nobody was looking to keep the gates. People were just looking to create. The problem is celebrities these days are trying to find a way to exist within the dead industry, and nobody is brave enough to just go out there and be creative, even if it means people don't catch on until it's too late for you to benefit from it. That's what a visionary does. That's what a leader does. None of you all are leaders, and most of you have lost your soul. Working in the industry, even if you don't outright sell it because you're C-list and nobody offered you to sell your soul, trying to survive in that industry, you lose it piece by piece because you find yourself playing the game just to survive. And if you play the game, you're selling your soul, you're selling your creativity. Celebrities are soulless, which is why this man here is blacked out. And all he knows is material shit. And there's his soul there, shrouded. This also means a difference in soul and consciousness. We're in the digital world. You guys are dealing with a different type of consciousness than everybody else had before you. Take that up with your parents. Seven of Cups in reverse. Two of Cups. Look, look, look. These are the humans, the generations that existed before the digital age. This is the soul. And this is what the industry keeps looking for when they're looking for the glory days. I said they're gone. Soulless. But they're comparing today's industry to the day where music had a feel to it. You guys can't recreate that. The world. They kill. They kill off everybody who tries to defend the art of the industry. Whenever a celebrity comes out and speaks out against the industry, they die. Those are the ones that are fighting to make the industry great again. This is my death card. Not even the death card is death. That's change. I always get this when somebody passes on. That's why I'm not reading Hayden. Spirits said, get your tea from somebody else. But as far as my oracle, my messengers, she has a job to do. And I've been giving you guys the tea for a long time. A long time. Tea with details. I just gave y'all. Y'all been watching Krishan try to pretend like she playing with her baby and abusing him so one day he ends up unalived. Now go and look on my page. Just scroll down 3 or 4 posts. Because just last week, I got off a live and I still felt the spirit moving in me. So I pulled some cards on some topics that I don't give a fuck to talk about on video. And then I wrote it out and then I posted it on my page. Now, what the fuck did I say about Krishan when I ended my reading on her just from last week? What the fuck did I say about me seeing her trying to abuse her baby on the sly? I mean, I say so much stuff that comes true. I can't even keep up with it. And sometimes I don't come on live because I'd be like, why the fuck would I come on live? Every time I look around, it's like people only like to hear this stuff when it comes out. And then all the people who get to talk about it when it comes out, they get the benefit of it. But nobody remembers when it was predicted a year ago before it was relevant. And I don't get bitter, but I do be feeling undervalued, and it makes me feel like, fuck these people. I don't, I, because when you hear something in advance, then what? Do you prepare? Does it then tell you, okay, then maybe I need to look at a situation differently? It just makes me frustrated with the collective because people just like this shit for gossip and tea, and I entertain it. But even I have limits because I'm not an influencer. I'm not a YouTube content creator. I'm a woo lady who uses YouTube as a medium so that people who seriously need help can find me and then we can get to work in their lives. But this shit, it drains me and then it makes me not want to make me want to take breaks from YouTube because I get so sick of people just taking the stuff and just consuming it for gossip and entertainment for a week until the next headline pops out. I don't do it for that. I be looking for shifts and change and people who actually want to, I don't know, move differently. Knowing something in advance prepares you to be able to prepare yourself. People don't be preparing. Thank you. I love when people actually like to read the readings that I post because I like. I don't always feel like being on live, but I'm always reading. So I actually like writing out my readings. I'm a writer. Before I was on YouTube, I'm a writer. Thank you, Nate. It gets draining. So if I'm busy in real life, then I'm not going to strain myself to get on YouTube like I used to. Because I used to be like, okay, I need to do this, do this, do this. And then right after that, I'm going to get on YouTube. But then I just look at how people consume information that's valuable in my world. My gift and what I do is valuable in my world. So when I get on YouTube where everybody is just here for, entertainment, it's just like, okay, I get it. I'm a businesswoman and I don't mind, getting out here with the bullshit every now and then. But then after so many years, it's like, well, what do y'all do with the stuff that I say? What do you do with it? Do you even remember it? Um, because there are people on YouTube who make millions of dollars off of posting receipts when stuff hits the fan. I don't even make $500 on YouTube. I don't even make $500 on YouTube, and I can tell you guys this shit years in advance. So yes, it does. When you look at it like that and you value your gift, because it's something that the same people who, they can't do it. They got to wait until it comes out. Then it can make you feel like, bitch, I don't make enough here. I make a lot. I do a lot. I get a lot done in my clients. I'm able to change lives, and I'm able to get paid for it. Breaking people out of ICE, not breaking them out, getting them freed from ICE, bringing kidnapped children home, helping search parties find bodies and things like that, helping investigations be solved. That's the kind of shit that I do this for. But then I get on YouTube and bitch, it kind of just makes me like, bitch. I don't get disgruntled with you guys. I'm explaining like how it feels, but don't think I take you guys for granted. I compartmentalize these things. And to be honest, I'm here because I believe in what I do, and the people who believe too, and who don't just believe because it's good gossip. I don't take you guys for granted at all. And I did say that after I move, then I will dedicate myself to being on here every day. Because I have 2 membership tiers and my public platform. So I will. But I'm coming off of a 7-year survival. Um, Most of you guys know, like, I separated from my husband in 2019. And that's actually why I even ended up back in my hometown and restructuring my life. But if I was still married, I might not have never been on YouTube. Might not have never. So I, moved from South Florida back to Central Florida. I had to kind of go from being Mrs. Butler and living a life that was conducive to me and my husband and our joint goals to now, um, then I had to figure out who I am by myself. When I got with my ex-husband, I was 19. When we separated, I was 31. So it was just like all I knew was me and Terry. It was always Dina and Terry as an adult. So then for the past several years, I kind of have been finding out who Adina is. And now all my hard work is paying off and I'm reaping all the rewards. So now I'm in a transition. I'm resting, and I'm preparing to move. And yesterday I picked up my new car. I took it to get detailed and I went and bought stuff. So that's why I wasn't on live yesterday. I had a client to do ceremony for. I had an emergency consultation. Somebody's life was falling apart and I had to make space for that. And I also wasn't feeling really well yesterday. Um, so yeah, most of you guys know I was just in the hospital because of a panic attack. And I didn't believe them people. I thought they was misdiagnosing me. I thought something was wrong with my heart. But I found out that panic attacks make you think you're dying from a heart attack. And that literally just started happening out of nowhere. Like I could literally not even be anxious, but it's trapped in my body somewhere because of the life that I've lived. And so now I'm in a safe space. And now I'm focusing on getting all of that trauma out of my body because now I'm not in survival mode anymore. But my body, my nervous system doesn't know that. And it's been going through it since I was 7. So now I'm good. For the first time in my life, I've just been kind of relaxing without a care or a worry in the world. I've never just been able to just relax without stressing about something else. So please, I know y'all miss me if I go away for 2 days, but I literally have to juggle a lot. I do real estate. I'm a woo lady first and foremost. Before I was on YouTube, I had a solid client base. I was booked and busy before YouTube, but YouTube made me booked and busier. So I got to make time to eat, go to the gym, sleep. And I literally had to send out a group message to my sisters and my mom. And I had to tell them, I cannot anymore. I can't be y'all babysitter. I can't be the one y'all call in the middle of the day to pick y'all kids up, because nobody respects the fact that I have to make my own money. So I work harder than everybody. But because nobody else in my family is an entrepreneur, they like, oh, Dina ain't got to clock in. She ain't got nothing to do. When if I ain't checked in and working, I don't get paid. All they got to do is show up. All they got to do is show up. I got to do everything. So yeah, if I stay away for 2 days, y'all, give me them 2 days, because when I move in January, I won't give myself no breaks. And then y'all gonna be sick of me. All right. So that's what's that about your question, Flicky, about the new MJ that they keep telling you. Don't look for it and don't ask for it. If you guys love your artist, or if you love the art itself, then don't beg for people to sign to labels. Don't beg your faves to play the industry game. In fact, if you guys want real music again, you're going to have to go through a time of cold turkey. You got to let the industry die out. You guys can't feed it, because you guys are settling. So they're going to continue to feed you bullshit because you'll settle for it. They don't care about whether you enjoy it. If you settle for it and buy it, they're going to get paid either way. So you're telling them that you don't care. If you guys want music again, you guys are going to have to be okay with the dead industry. You got to let it die. You have to tell the industry, we want something real. You guys got to go and put your support into the people that are not a part of the industry, because there are artists out there who are talented, but they will not play the machine game because they know what it means. So those are the people who do it for the love of the art, and whoever finds them, they're okay with that. You got to go put your support behind them, and don't insist that they sign with a label because it might give them more access. Just be okay with the fact that they're happy making music on their front porch. It will come, but change only happens one way. Something has to die. That's the only way change can happen, and that's the meaning of the death card and the tarot. Because what people don't notice on the death card is the sun rising on the horizon. It's a teaching about reincarnation and the fact that we don't only have one life unless you're white. Unfortunately, there was an original species on this planet, and there were what they call fallen angels, watchers, Nephilim, whatever, who decided to come and make babies with humans. This is where we get a lot of the variations of humanity from. Now, nature runs in cycles, which is why I said change is fine. We go through 4 seasons, so change is constant. You can depend that every year the seasons are going to change. So change is the only thing that we should bank on. Everybody focuses on the big bad death, but what's that? The sun coming up in the horizon. That's there because it teaches something. This, what they call death, what they tell you is final, it is not. Not according to nature. So anything that is a product of the untouched nature, you will do the same thing nature does. Is there not a winter when everything dies? And is there not a spring when everything comes to life again? So do you. Now, you ever taken some hybrid seeds? You know, they try to take over or destroy farmland and then come back in, the Monsantos and stuff, and give the farmers new seeds to plant. But those are hybrid plant seeds. And the problem with hybrid plants is that they can produce, I believe, with other hybrid plants. I don't believe that they just reproduce from the ground without some kind of help. Let me see. Hybrid plants. Hold on. Can hybrid plants reproduce? Yes, most hybrid plants can reproduce and make seeds, just like hybrid humans. But the next generation, called the F2 generation, usually will not look or grow like the parent hybrid plant. Instead, the traits split up, meaning the new plants can lose the special features of the original hybrid, or they may turn out weak. Now, there are some humans who get weaker when exposed to nature and natural elements, like the sun. In a hybrid plant, in the future generations, the traits split up. So instead of having one race of hybrid plant, the plant then can create other races because the traits split up. What happens when hybrid seeds grow? A genetic split. The mixed traits from the original two different parent plants break apart. It's not sustainable under nature. That doesn't happen to real natural plants. Reincarnation is for nature and those who are a product of it. But even hybrids, if one of your parents has the gene that allows it to reincarnate and the other doesn't, what happens to the hybrid human? Does it reincarnate? The Watchers didn't know that. The Nephilim didn't know that. They didn't know that part. They was missing some of the answers. They thought all they had to do was go and mix their DNA, but they didn't know that when they reproduce those children, that DNA breaks apart. It splits. Well, we are plants, Liv. Wild results. Some offspring might look like one grandparent, some like the other, and others look different. So this is where you can get many races from the one, especially if you have 200 of those watchers or Nephilim, because that's what the book says. It was 200 of them. So 200 of them mixing with humans, and then their DNA splitting and creating all these other wild results. And then you get what we have today. But everybody's equal, right? Less strength. Many plants grown from saved hybrid seeds lose their hybrid vigor, yielding less fruit or smaller flowers. Now, who's dying out amongst the people groups today? Who would benefit the most from interracial marriage? Because that's popular these days, and you know they couldn't stand that back in the day. But why would that be pushed today? Why would they need to just swallow their pride and mix their seeds with us and make it popular? Anyways. Anyways, that's the death card and the teaching of it. I'm sure none of your other readers on YouTube are telling you natural esoteric secrets behind them because they don't know. They know what the Google tells you the cards mean. Spirits, when you're spiritually initiated, then you just know. And Meghan and Harry, since you guys, somebody just asked me to read them. All right, well, that's that about the celebrity, the next MJ. Don't ask for it. MJ suffered. And MJ died at the hands of the industry, allegedly, but not so allegedly. Why are we looking for another MJ? Why do we want that? Because when they put you up that high, and then you look around and find out that you're a slave, then you start wanting to get the fuck out. That's when shit gets dangerous for you. Why would we want anybody that we love to sign up for that? Let's think, guys. Critical thinking. I don't need the recognition. I talk about it, but I only vent sometimes about things that bothered me. By the time I mention something, if I'm vulnerable about it, I've already moved past it. And not just saying, okay, I want to move past it. I had to realize, who am I? Do I want validation? I don't want the people who make people famous. I don't know if I want their validation. I've been saying for a long time, I'm not a savior for the black delegation, and I tell the feds who be watching, I am not looking to be no activist for them either, because they will kill me. They'll reject me instantly. I seen the way they worship that white woman. First of all, I ain't got the aesthetic for their validation, nor the message. You know the black masses ain't gonna like nothing I'm saying. They still worshiping politicians. I, who finds me have ears to hear and eyes to see. And that's fertile ground for the word to be planted on. I'm not in the business of arguing with them folks. So, no. I'm okay with you guys' validation. I'm okay, with one person a day, and maybe not a day. But when I go and pray over my channel, I say, I don't even need the masses. Send me the hearts that are open to receive. That's what I want. Less headache. And y'all know I'm trying to de-stress. I don't want them niggas around here. They don't know who they are. They don't know. No, this is meat. They is on milk. This is meat. They is on milk. That's for the babes. It's for grown folk around here. Y'all been to church, you know it's a difference. There's milk for the babes and meat for the grown. This is the meat. All right, next. Did somebody ask me to read Meghan and Harry while they're going back over there? They're all trying to survive. But let's see. That was cute. I'll do that. In my opinion, fail, 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 fail. Me think they really failed. Me thinks they really failed. Sorry, that's my intrusive thoughts. They came over here because they were supposed to be the king and queen over here. You know that was all Meghan's idea. She just thought, oh, I can go over here and make us pop and something's going on over here. I smell a failure in the midst. We were supposed to go over here and do our big one, but there's something going on over here. You want to know what it is? In my opinion, and this has nothing to do with what's going on in the mundane, but behind the scenes, there is too much woo being done in the U.S. Too many of the blacks are coming to their roots. Everybody do woo now. And if they ain't doing woo, they got altars. They honoring their ancestors. They giving offerings. They leaving libations. That unsettles the spirit of the others. Everything going on today in mainstream is spiritual. It's a spiritual battle. But let's see. Let me cleanse my hands. Got to protect my hands because when I didn't used to protect my hands, that white woman had her spiritual, energetic hands all over me and my cards. Just siphoning my shit word for word. I ain't never minded a bitch reading on the same things as me and seeing the same things as me. It's why I became a fan of Miss Sam. I ain't seen her in a long time. And Isabel. But when a bitch come and I know my readings. I know what's mine. So now I cleanse my hands and protect them the ancestrally way. And then go insult the ancestors of the same people that made you famous these days. Talking about voodoo and that evil shit. Bitch. Better watch it for your hair fall out. Just kidding. Anyways. All right, let's see. I ain't gonna be here too long because my nieces is here and it's girls' night. We got girl shit to do. But then again, they don't be wanting to be bothered now. They be wanting to be in the guest room and do their own thing. They used to like when I sit up under them, but now they're starting to, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't prepare for them, so I don't have any cute activities for us to do, so I don't know. I don't know. Absolutely. Is the store one a good one? Sure. Sure. They are growing up, Erica. I love it. Yeah, sure. I use regular store Florida water. I don't make my own Florida water now. There's certain things that I ain't gonna do if I ain't got to. And the Florida water is so tried and true. It's been used for generations and generations. Our grandmamas and stuff use the same Florida water. So I make my own stuff, but not Florida water. Some people do. I don't want to do that. I want y'all to do it for me. Yeah, you can get Florida water anywhere. Use it anywhere. All right. All right, most high. I usually don't read people together, but I'm only reading to see why they left. So let's see. Most High Mother and Father God, please allow me to conjure up the spirit, the soul, and the collective energy of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. What is his last name? Do they have last names? What is the royal's last name? What if it was Jones? They don't. Their fake last name is Winster. I know they had they did have another last name and it was German. I actually, sometimes I forget all the information that I've stored in my brain over the years because I ain't new to this stuff. But they had a last name and it was German. And they changed it. It was a German name. Their roots are German. And y'all know, my members at least my inner courts members, y'all know about how we've been tracing the lineages of those hybrids. And you know the Germans, they'll tell you off rip, we're the master race, blonde hair, blue eye. They're telling you. They're telling you who the fuck they are. So yeah, they changed their name so that we can't trace back their roots. Or at least the ones who know what roots to look for. Yeah. That's their last name. Shout out to the Germans. I ain't trying to come for y'all like that, but I don't know, but when I think of German, that's how I want to talk. Royal. Oh, I forgot. I'm using my old computer and I can't use the Y or T. So yeah. Harry. Yep. It ain't no damn Winster. They tried to pick the most European name they could find. No. Claim your roots. It's that's somewhere between German and Russian, but sure. All right. Most High Mother and Father God, please allow me to conjure up the spirit, soul, and collective energy of Harry and Meghan. What was Hitler's last? Oh, Hitler was his last name. It was Adolf. Okay. Harry Hitler, Meghan Hitler. That's a German last name. Spirit, why did Harry and Meghan and their family, the royals, leave the United States and go back across the pond? In my mind, it ain't enough fame and clout over here for Meghan. I don't know why I keep thinking of her. Because in my mind, Harry's like, no, it's cool over here. Fuck Europe. And she's like, yeah, but nobody's acknowledging me. At least in Europe, my name rang bells, good or bad. She like, I ain't become the princess to not have clout. The fuck? That's another one. They needed that black blood in her DNA. Listen, but I did a reading on that before. Y'all got to be new here to not know what I said about them royals and them dying out. And why they needed Meghan. They couldn't take the full black woman. That's too much. They might die for real with a hit of that. But Meghan had just enough. Just enough. Ain't enough. But sure, they think it's enough. Sure. And it's getting hotter and hotter and hotter. So nature is trying to say, oh, y'all think y'all slick. Oh, y'all think y'all slick. Let me turn this up. I know they're going to be hot, but they're going to be all right. Y'all going to drop like flies first. Nature said, let me turn the heat up. Because they done start trying to mix and mingle some more because they know better. They know that those Negroes don't know who they are. And they know that they do. They do. So yeah, and all they got to do is, oh, soft life. That's all you got to do is tell a black woman soft life. Every time I go on Instagram now, for some reason, there's a black woman with an older white man getting married. And in the comments, You'll see like, yes, bag secured, soft life, da-da-da-da-da. Every time I open my Instagram, well, I have three. My Adina the Artist Instagram, I don't use that no more. But when I open it, every time. And I'm like, who the fuck do they think I am? Why is they marketing this to me? Why is they marketing this anyways? It's the whole purpose of Love Island. The whole, and I'm not telling you not to love who you love. I'm not saying that. I'm saying steer clear of the agenda and being used for your DNA. Some people love you and they just don't give a fuck who you are. But there is an agenda out there and they're using the media to push it. Love Islands is the biggest PR right now for trying to sell it on, they're selling it on black women. Get with the white guy and you win Love Island, you get all the endorsements, all the clout afterwards. Alandria couldn't wait until she could drop that contract. Then she started seeing people wasn't gonna check for her, and then they start being seen together again. Another soul seller. But that works great on generation because y'all are so far removed from what the world was like before the internet could tell you what it was like. All right, Spirit. Meghan Markle and Harry Potter. Sure, since he ain't got no last name. Meghan Markle, Harry Potter. Spirit, why did they leave the U.S.? Why did Meghan and Harry leave the United States? You want it to storm. Where? If it storms, my Wi-Fi gonna cut up. And then y'all ain't gonna be able to talk to me. Spirit, why did Meghan Markle and Prince Harry leave the United States? All right, let's see. Full spirit, because in my mind, I wasn't sure if I was only going to pull 3 cards to get straight to the point or look into the whole ordeal. All right. 2 of Wands in reverse. Something didn't go well here. Some kind of plan, some kind of endeavor. It feels like this wasn't a part of the plan, not their long-term plan to go back. This is a failed plan or a setback in a plan. Something didn't go as planned with the 2 of them. One of them feels like they kind of run the show. And I actually think that while Harry is the royal, something about Meghan gives handler. Not like an official handler, but like she could be one. She's not just some actress girl who doesn't know what she's doing. To even get to being considered for Harry's wife from being a yacht girl. Allegedly. You gotta be smart. Ruthless. Soulless. They embraced her because the queen recognized that she could handle Harry, in my opinion. Not only was it her 2% of black blood in her body that I know she regrets ever having if she could choose a parent, the queen said this one is smart, crafty, and she doesn't give a fuck about her black roots. This one can be used because she wants to be. Challenging for them, the Wheel of Fortune. The laws, because Uncle Andy, the offender, the registered sex offender, Andrew, ain't he in jail right now or going through something with the authorities? The Wheel of Fate with the Torah right in the middle. Now, Torah means law. That's Hebrew for law. So anytime I see Torah and tarot in a reading, then I automatically know that somewhere the laws are involved, the authorities are involved. Judgment is upon the elites, divine judgment. And yes, it's being carried out here on earth. He locked up right now. It's a good chance the block is getting hot for those two. Don't think Andrew being locked up is a one-off situation. Seems like the laws or the authorities are still planning to take down people from certain sectors in the elite world. Um, there is still some trafficking, not some trafficking, but to be honest, you guys just got trafficking as like a hot topic, sex trafficking, human trafficking. But what you don't know is that really the foundation of the world depends on these black market activities. They do. There is the business that we see by day, and then there is the business that keeps nations afloat. I've done several readings and seen that the economy of the black market is what really fuels the economy that we see. All the money, it's all being funneled. It's like mainstream economy is a shell economy. It's being funded from the black market. And I don't think that there are many nations that are not complicit in it. Why? Because nations are not natural. Communities are natural. Nations are assembled in opposition to nature and to natural order. Nations are assembled of the children of hybrid humans. They do not have provisions under natural law. So in comes national law. There is divine judgment taking place on these people. We don't see it. It's not taking place in the media. It is not making it to the media. People are dying. People are being locked up. People are running, covering, hiding. There is a lot going on right now that is taking place out of sight, out of mind. But it's been going down since about 2016, especially 2018. It peaked in 2018. Past position, children, the fool in reverse, trafficking, children. These people are involved as well, in my opinion. It's big business and the queen is gone, but again, I don't believe that there are any of the nations that belong to these hybrid humans, the children, the offspring of Mount Hermon. According to the book of Enoch, that's where the sex between the watchers of the Nephilim and the humans happen on Mount Hermon. Also, to all the members who are a part of the inner court, you already know, on the top of Mount Hermon, where in the book of Enoch, the pact happened for the watchers led by Azazel to go and make their own children. This pact happened on Mount Hermon. There is a United Nations headquarters on the top of Mount Hermon and a peace treaty that there can be no conflict around its base. Did you guys know that? UN headquarters, Mount Hermon. It's still in my search box because me and my inner courts members talk about it. Mount Hermon hosts the Hermon Hotel, the highest permanently manned United Nations position in the world. situated at an altitude of 2,814 meters within the UN buffer zone on the border between Syria and the Golan Heights. It is monitored by the United Nations Disengagement Observer Force. For those of you who are not familiar with the Book of Enoch or the way that I deliver it, I'm just going to give you a little snippet. Enoch, Mount Hermon. In the Book of Enoch, Mount Hermon is the specific location where 200 fallen angels known as the Watchers descended to earth, led by figures like Samaya. But it was Azazel. They don't want to say that because Azazel taught weaponry. He taught his offspring how to make weapons, swords, knives, and also taught them war. Now, who introduced that to the other world, the indigenous world? Who came with knives and guns and things like that, that people who had been on this planet didn't know until those people invaded? What is this? What is this contraption? They said Samaya instead of Azazel because Azazel is too detailed. If you say Azazel and then people go and Google Azazel, you can know exactly who his kids were. They still don't do nothing but war. I mean, anyways, they bound themselves with a mutual curse or oath upon the summit of Mount Hermon to take human wives, leading to the birth of the Nephilim and the spread of forbidden knowledge. Now, what interest would the United Nations have with the peak of Mount Hermon? Why is there a peace agreement just around Mount Hermon? You can fight each other, but not around here. It's like they're protecting their own historical site. And what else is there at the basis of it? You know, there's always an entrance to a mountain as a cave. What's in there that you guys have to monitor and have an observation force? The United Nations Disengagement Observer Force. What are they observing? Because Syria and everybody, they can fight. It's just not around a certain parameter of Mount Hermon. Why not? What are they observing? You can't tell me that they're not seeing them fighting. The United Nations is right there in a battle zone with an observer force, letting it all happen. But they're there to observe something else. That's where their ancestors came to the earth. But it was already people here. So the fool in the past, that's what Mount Hermon is. I mean, that's what the fool actually is. The tarot deck actually tells you this story. It tells you the story of Earth and humanity. I don't smoke Newport Pocket Surprise, only the devil's lettuce. Look at that. This is Mount Hermon. This is the children that they always wanted. The vow of silence is right behind them. The Rosicrucian. Because all those secret societies know. They know. But they pass that information around to you, to each other. That's what I'm for. Nevertheless, in reverse, children. The Fool card represents children often. Why? Because it's the children of Nephilim. So in tarot, the Fool represents a child or children sometimes. Child trafficking. Torah, the law. Child, Torah, the law. Uncle Andrew being in prison for trafficking. Okay? You guys see where I'm going here? Trafficking, past position. Two of Swords, charges. Somebody's looking to prosecute them. And it's the same person who was prosecuting them their first time in office. Hence the war on Trump in the media. They came after him hard because he was coming after them. Draining the swamp. I use that term often here because I've been telling you guys that's what he was doing for years. And people were like, oh, you're a Trump supporter. Bitch, I don't support none of this shit. I don't support their government. I don't support them having authority over me when they don't belong on this planet. I don't support them having authority over you because I call on the forces of nature and it does what it does with them. Y'all call on the authorities and then they do what they do with y'all. But in this case, I said, I don't care who it is because all of them are beneath me. But if one of them wants to turn on the other, and in the middle of their war, some children can be released, then let them hoes fight and bring me the children. Because y'all don't give a fuck about the children. Y'all don't give no fuck about the children. I do. That's why I do this job. Bring me the children. I'll take care of them. His bloodline is stronger than them. Because he's German too. Did you guys know that? He's German too. The royals over in England, they German. You know? And the Germans say that they're the master race. Now connect the dots on your own. You know Trump didn't become the president for nothing. 2 terms? No. Yes. He does have pure Aryan blood to them, which is why he's here in the time that he's the president in. A very specific time. Charges. I don't know if they're getting charged. I don't know if they're getting deposed, but these people are dealing with the law. The Potters, Harry and Hermione and Meghan, they're dealing with the law. Crowning them. 6 of Pentacles, this is the media. So they're dealing with the law, but fortunately, the mainstream media is on their side. The leader in office tried to take them down, but the media takes him down. So these people, I think they've been dealing with something probably since 2018. I don't know if they moved here to put pressure or influence the Trump administration in some way. But these people are well aware that the media has kept their legal issues out of the public. Yep. In fact, since Trump was driving the vehicle to take them down, the media, because this is public recognition, that's what was used to take him down. But it didn't take him down and it didn't stop what he was doing. It just made you all not pay attention. Okay. Current actions. Page of Pentacles. I wonder... I can't imagine Meghan being pregnant again. This isn't a pregnancy. This is a child. Their firstborn was a boy, right? Or was it Lilibet? Was their firstborn a boy? There is a child here that is special in some way to them. If it's a son, it's because he's the son. and he's being groomed for something. The boy is the son then. This is the son. He's being groomed for something. They're preparing him for something. Um, and that preparation can only come from the royal institution. So he's not going to get that training here in the US. He has to go back to his roots and get it. Because I think he might be at an age of initiation of some sort too. He's at what is that, rite of passage age? I sense a ceremony for the boy. I don't know how old he is, but in their world, he's about to have a rite of passage moment. There's something for this boy, a ceremony, an initiation of something for him. I'm vaguely familiar with it, Liv. I just can't recall it in this moment because I'm in a zone. External to them. Um, this actually, I would like to make it make sense in a practical means. But Spirit tells me sometimes that I'm inaccurate in my readings because I play my own self. So I would have liked to say something like, oh, this is them in the media or something. This is them being seen. Seen. In spirit and in truth. This is them being exposed and seen. Like what I'm doing right now. This would only come out here because what's going on is karmic. It's divine. We're not just talking about things on earth. We're talking about things that take place above and then manifest on earth. And because there is such a mass deception, and because not every psychic can see, they're being exposed currently. This would only come out if it's important for people to pay attention to these things. Everybody's paying attention to the wrong stuff. And falling far behind. It's dangerous to not know what's going on today. It's dangerous to only find out once the elites decide to tell you. If you think there is no harm being done to you specifically because this has nothing to do with you, I'm here to tell you that there is. Absolutely. More harm can be done to you now than somebody walking up and putting a bullet in your head. Because what they're doing now is sucking your souls. The more people choose not to use their God-given common sense because of what they see in front of them, which has been manipulated, you lose it. It's not just your common sense, you're losing your soul. These things aren't isolated. You have a physical body that houses, it's a vehicle for your spiritual body. It's a vehicle for your spiritual body. You see this? That means polarity. You're not just one. You're not just the person. You see yourself. You have a right brain and a left brain for a reason. You have a physical body and a spirit for a reason. We are duality. And they're being seen by someone like me. currently someone able to tell what's really going on, not just so below, but as above. That's a problem for them, even if they don't know I exist, because the energy shifts. When they hide something and it's called out, they're exposed before they can tell you. That puts them in the seat for judgment. Sometimes I do readings and then things start happening the very next day. And I used to think that I'm just always on the money, meaning I just somehow know when to do the reading because it's about to come out. And sometimes I think that it's an attempt, since I have a smaller platform, that once it's said here, if it's not heard by the masses, then they'll go ahead and tell you. The only problem is that they always try to find loopholes in the law. Doesn't matter though. You're absolutely right, Liv. Doesn't matter. They always try to find loopholes in the law, in the system, but they can't. Hopes and fears for this couple. 7 of Wands in reverse. They don't want to be defeated. They also don't want the nations to be reclaimed by the blacks. The spiritual battle against the children of hybrid humans and the real human beings. Rome was called the city on 7 hills because it is the line leader of the war against God, Mother Nature, the goddess. Rome took it as its sole responsibility to crush her out and then replace her with your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I smell Rome in here with them, but obviously the Queen and the Pope funded many invasions when they were colonizing. Slavery too. So you have the children of hybrids. You have their religion and their religious leaders doing war against what was created on this planet before they existed here, before they invaded, parasited their way. Their hopes and fears is the day where they are overthrown. I'm talking about the nations, though, the assemblies of nations fighting against nature. This is a war against nations and nature. Nature would be your Christ, nations your Antichrist. Spiritual systems that existed with indigenous people on this planet, that would be Christ. The religion that came and said everything that existed before now, the law is done away with. Law is law. Who would come and overthrow the law? Imagine worshiping the Antichrist because you were told it was good. Anyways, outcome. 10 of Swords in reverse. Ay, Dios mío. Oh, who is this High Priestess in reverse? Somebody that they do not want to contend with. Cannot. Oh, they see her as messy. Can't let that person get no clout. Of course. Who is this High Priestess? Anyways, 10 of Swords in reverse as their outcome. That's them going back to the UK where they weren't very liked. They just weren't very liked. But it feels like they feel like there's some respite there from the charges. Something there can maybe help them. US is too hot. US is too hot. Ace of Swords in reverse. Avoiding the charges from Trump. Your Gemini. Co-defendant. This has to do with Andrew. Uncle Andy and his charges. Because of what Andrew is coming, it's not like they don't know of all the other parties that are complicit in trafficking. It's just that you kind of have to start with one that you can take down. And then from there, you can work out the other ones. In short, they left because they're afraid of Trump. US is too hot. They could wake up and the feds could be at their door. It's a little different in the UK because the crown can't be sued. Okay, so that's why. That's it. Can't be sued. Look, and there's the crown. The crown can't be sued. Thank you, Liv. The crown can't be sued. That's why. Liv, I'm so glad that the spirits told me, wait. She ain't trying to hurt you. You are a handy dandy helper. I'm so glad you're over there in the UK. Oh, okay. So yeah, that's why they left. Crown can't be sued. And Trump trying to get them people for trafficking children. So I tried to do them walls. And guess who went over there to make sure the walls and the business was still going on? Wasn't it Kamala? Wasn't the border her job? That's why they fought so hard to keep her and Biden in there, because they were going to keep the business going. They're all a part of the business. Trump was working for some tech people, the new gods. They wanted to be the new sheriffs in town. So you got to get rid of the ops and then take over the business. But you got to get rid of the old guard. No, but y'all, we did it, Joe. Chucks and Converses. That lady went over there to make sure that business ran smoothly. Any other questions? Y'all asked why they left. The block is hot. And that is why I'm shadow banned over here. They know what the fuck is going on over here. Yay. 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 Somebody can spot their asses. You know. Don't nothing too much get passed over here. We get to what really matters. Fuck all that shit they want you to talk about. That's why they be having me on the shadow ban. Child. Hey, Jazz. Yep, mother and child. Absolutely. The U.S. is just like the prison. It's just the prison that they set up over here. It's why there's a price on all of us when we get issued a Social Security card. Just like there's a price for every prisoner. It's a prison. We're oppressed over here. It's a prison. But yes, Negroes, vote black. Vote black. Let's start there. Let's ask for the voters in the back. who still give their consent. See, y'all got to join the membership so I can teach y'all a thing or two, because I don't teach that here. No. Because y'all just want the manja, 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 manja. So I give you the manja, manja. But the meat, I give it to those who value. That's why I move certain things over to membership tiers, not because I need your coin. I need to know who real. But can I read into Jason Arday? Oh, I forgot I was supposed to do him. You always ask me to do it when I don't want to read any dead people. But okay. I'm going to read his situation, but I'm not going to call him up. I'm not going to necromancy him, because I just don't feel like it. I don't want to do that today. To be honest, give me a couple of days. I don't want to read anybody who died during this transit, this rare planetary 6-planet transit. I don't want to read them right now. No, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. You know, I'm always game unless for some reason I just don't feel inclined to it. I'm just a medium, so I listen. I don't want to do that. I want to wait until this transit is over, when it's done snatching people, and then I'll read them. I'll read the collective, but not right now. It feels too messy in the energy to read people who died recently within the past 2 weeks or so. When does the transit end? Good fucking question. Let me see. When does the 6-planet... Okay, it says when do they align? Let me see. It's 2 6-planet alignments this year. There was one on February 28th. What happened in February? Something happened for me in February. Oh, my labs. I got my labs done in February. And a morning alignment on August 12th. I had a doctor's appointment. See, I have to rest, because they'll take me out too. When does it end? Let's see. All right, when does it end? Okay, so it was a single day event. Its peak date was August 12th. Um, it does end quickly, so I guess one by one the planets are moving apart, but you still have that Mars-Pluto conjunction. That's really what I should look at, because that's what's taking people out. Let me look at that Mars and Pluto. Mars and Pluto. 20 Mars and Pluto conjunction 2026. How long does it last? Because it said it started in January, but Pluto is we'll have to wait till Mars moves, because Pluto stays put for a while. Let me see. When does it end? End date. The one in January already ended, but there's a current one. Pluto is in retrograde. Pluto is in retrograde. That is what's snatching bitches. Pluto and Mercury are both retrograde. It's going to end October 15th. Okay, anyways. Has been tense. All right. Any other questions or concerns? Saturn went direct in Aries recently too. Sounds like death to me, unfortunately. That also explains my anxiety triggers lately. I have those planets in very important places. All right. Cassie. Oh, yeah, you did ask me about that the other day. All right, let's see. I'm going to do her. And I have something I might want to peek into really quick, and then I'm going to go. And I'll be back tomorrow to do members' lives, both tiers. Most High Mother and Father God, please allow me to conjure up the spirit, soul, and collective energy of Cassie. Cassie Ventura. I'm not sure what her new married last name is, but Cassie Ventura spirit. What is currently going on in the life, consciousness, soul, spirit, and collective energy of Cassie Ventura? Arya Star and Tyla. Tyla is weird. I might read Arya, but I've read Tyla before. And I mentioned, actually, I read her last year and I saw some kind of connection with her and Jay-Z. I saw her needing to get on the good side of Beyonce, but I don't think Beyonce really fucks with her like that. And I saw her being a climber. Lindsay Clancy case. Who that woman, Hoppo? Hoppo, who that? Cassie is a beautiful lady. You know, I tend, my striking beauty typically leans towards, I won't say people that look like me, but I look for features. Striking beauties, like I ain't gonna say that. She's a pretty girl. She's a beautiful girl, but I be looking for something else. When I think of something strikingly beautiful, I look for certain features. I think she's definitely a beautiful girl, but in a very conventionally beautiful way. It's like everybody would agree that she's beautiful. I like a beautiful that offends some people. An offensive beauty. All right, Cassie, what's going on? Six of Wands in reverse. Something she's doing is out of the public eye, or she's being publicly shamed for it. Now, I do know that man that tried to sue her because he was participating in the freak-offs, he didn't win. He won a dime from her. Cassie likes to live out of the public eye. When I read her, when Diddy, before his trial, I actually said it looks like she's living abroad or trying to lay low or sneaking around out of the country. I said that it was dangerous because Diddy had a hitter. I said Diddy had an retired or off some sort of law enforcement that was a hitter for him. And I said that that man was looking high and low for Cassie, but she was laying low. I said she's not even in the country, so it's a hard time with them finding her. And I said she was laying low somewhere until the trial, and she was probably gonna pop out again. Her last name is Fine. I forgot. Is that why you said she fine? Mrs. Fine. Okay. Cassie Ventura Fine. I misunderstood what you were saying, but yes, her last name is Fine. Now that I remember, I thought you was talking about she fine. I was like, I think everybody thinks that. I think we all agree. Child. I know Jazz was sitting there like, that just flew right over her goddamn head. It wasn't until I read the chat again. Jazz like, boy, when she read this chat, she gonna feel dumb. She lays low, out of the public eye, and she likes to stay that way. Now, I'm going to say because this card is here, that means she goes out of her way to stay out of the public eye. That means in some way the public still likes to have their eye on Cassie if they could. Because they just reported that she lives out of the country and they're probably seething that they can't gang stalk her more easily. She was smart to do this. Get that money and leave because they would be headhunting her if she stayed and she wouldn't be safe. And she knows that. Challenge. The Magician in reverse. There's somebody who, a hitter. A hitter. She can't tarry in the U.S. for too long. And this is somebody who's making moves behind the scenes. So this is Diddy, in my opinion. Because upright, he's the magician. As above, so below. In reverse, he's still the magician. But in reverse, he's like a con man, a criminal. That's telling me that he still has powers of the magician. He's just using them below, on the low. And why would she still be a threat to Diddy? Ego. E to the go. Diddy should be able to move now that she won. She got her come up, but ego. And the fact that she's still alive with more secrets of his that could be used later if somebody tried to come for him for the real stuff. That's why her even being around alive still is the problem. So Cassie has to stay low and she can't stay in the US for too long. She knows too much. Seven of Wands. She struck a blow. She won. This is fighting off your opponents. This is standing your ground. That tape being released really helped Cassie. Because other than that, the system would have probably tried to destroy all of that evidence. And she was a victim in that regard. So that tape coming out where everybody could see her be beat up, that is what helped her have a defeat over Diddy and others. Others on Diddy's team that was fighting for him while he was locked up, silencing potential witnesses and stuff. So she held her ground. She hid out somewhere for long enough for her to come back, and they weren't able to find her. And I'm not sure if she was out of the country the whole time before the trial, but she hid somewhere in some hills, mountains or hills somewhere very low key, where if a bigwig or a celebrity or a famous person showed up, the community would know and word of mouth would reach her quick. And they might even protect her where she is. or where she was. Future for Cassie, Ace of Swords. Now, I don't know if this is her getting sued, if this is her suing, or if this is another legal victory as a result of the past battles. But here's more legal stuff. So everything isn't over for her. Something about her having that victory means that she's not off the hook. And the problem is that the feds know more about Diddy than they went after him for. See, Cassie, this is why you're still being hunted. Because the feds may or may not be, the authorities may or may not be done with Diddy. If they want to shake him so that they can get to some of the other people, like the people we were just talking about, or people in those circles, then they'll shake her too. I don't know if it's over for Diddy, especially after seeing that they're still prosecuting the black market, the old guard black market people, and Diddy has a lot of evidence against them that he was using. It can't be over for Diddy because there's still a battle going on in the elite world, and Diddy has a lot of information on people. The High Priestess crowning Cassie. Somebody's on her head top. Somebody can see her. Seems like the world has a psychic problem too, a High Priestess problem too. But I don't think this has to do with me in this regard. In this regard, I think that Cassie is still a very valuable witness. Some things she kept to herself. Here's the Torah here too, the law. The law can still use Cassie to take down Roc Nation. BJ. Now in my mind, the web is just growing and expanding because now I have to allow my vision to be flooded with more stuff. The story is getting deeper here. From the Diddy trial, they've been trying to suck Jay-Z. It's been a problem. Why did I do that? What'd I do? Cassie, you know stuff about all of them, obviously. And Jay-Z, I know you like to say you and P. Diddy wasn't close, but... And remember, it was said that Cassie, the only other rich man she could have went after was Jay-Z, but he was taken by B. I don't care nothing about y'all saying free Diddy. I'm not advocating for neither of these people to be locked up or let out. I'm just here doing a reading. I don't give a fuck about these people. So like free Diddy and Dirk. Okay, fine. I don't care either way about them being locked up or free. I just don't. You don't have to come here and say that. This isn't a platform where that matters. Free you from the confines of being a fan of people you don't know. I'm trying not to say too much because I actually, when I was talking about where Cassie used to hide out, that probably was doing too much. Because when I start seeing it, then I just express it. And sometimes if I don't catch myself, then I'll have to remind myself, Dina, don't say everything you see on your channel. They won't shut me down all the way because I help them too. They shadow ban me because they don't want the masses to see me. But will they shut me down? Then how can they get the tea? No, I don't need to not DM. I'm gonna say what I needed to say. It's just like when I was going into details about where Cassie was hiding out at, mm, that might not be something that I should say. But fun fact, I said it last year. I described that place last year. I wasn't doing a live then. Yeah, I wasn't doing lives. This was back when I was still recording my videos in my laundry room outside. That was a while ago. That was at least 2 or 3 years ago. I described where she was hiding out then. They ain't get her. So she good because she out of the country now, but this is where she was before she left. Anyways, no, this ain't me. This is them, um, B&J. Now, I don't know if Rock Nation has a reason to hunt for Cassie too, but they might. They might. Because she not only knows Diddy's tea, she knows theirs too. And not if all of it, she knows enough of it. Ooh, Cassie. And I don't think Cassie wants to be involved in any more of this stuff because it's too dangerous. But if the feds, the authorities, they don't give a fuck about witnesses like that. If they want to use you to go after somebody, they're going to do it. That's another reason she stays out of the country. Cassie wants away from this web she was in now that it's getting nasty because it's dangerous. Everybody could want to silence Cassie now. I think she's got a Jay-Z problem now, a rock problem now, because they are picking up steam. It seems as though somebody down at the headquarters either took my advice or start thinking like me when I just half-heartedly said, if y'all want to take down Jay-Z, you got to take down Beyonce first because she shields him. Now they're doing that. So they're going to chip away at them until they can get to Jay-Z. Cassie doesn't need to know all of their business. She knows enough. Cassie, are you going to be called in by the authorities again against your will? Are they going to start sniffing around you and asking you if you can confirm or corroborate information about Jay-Z and Beyonce? Because they got all Diddy's tapes. So it might be impossible for you to say, I don't know nothing about them people when they know you know. The tower moment for Cassie. Currently, is there something going on with Cassie now that I don't know about? If not, then it's something coming in the future and it might not look good for Jay-Z and them. If I'm picking up on her already talking to the feds and giving them some bombshell information right now, then we won't know about it until we know about it. um, Cassie, let me just make sure she's not going through nothing right now. Because the tower moment is in her current actions. That means this is what she's doing now. A tower moment. Let's see. Nothing new from today. I'm going to clarify this, but we'll hear about this later because she's doing this right now. And here's the laws, and here's the laws. And here's the tower moment in her current actions. I'm anxious to see what her outcome looks like. And I'm anxious to clarify this and this because I wouldn't be surprised if she is currently giving more information that the feds are going to be using to charge some fucking body. I think she's snitching on somebody right now. Right now. And to be honest, that's the safest thing for her to do. Is snitch on everybody that's coming for you or that might have a reason to. Diddy went down and Jay-Z is aware they want him to. So he's already on top of getting his shit together. External to her, people see that she got the money and left. This is how she's being seen. Got the money and left. Free Mignon, except for the pain and suffering. Hopes and fears, her children. Cassie wants to continue staying away for the sake of the safety of her children. Because those are innocent and she has to protect them. So Cassie ran away, and I think she's hoping that she doesn't have to return, or at least have her kids return. Cassie wants to stay wherever she is. Ace of Wands. She got the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Wands. Now, my first mind says this is a charge coming, a new charge for a new person. Wands are fire signs: Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius. And Jay-Z is a Sagittarius. So Jay-Z, the next bad day you have with the laws, I think it came from Cassie, amongst other people. I think she's one of them. I'm going to start with the Ace of Wands to see, because she got both aces. So there's something coming. There's something coming that has to do with Cassie. And I think it has something to do with a fire sign. And Jay-Z is a fire sign. And here's the J next to the B. Ace of Wands. She's helping. Who asked me to read about Cassie? Jazz? Jazz, I know you don't live in the United States, and neither does Cassie. Y'all hear my nieces? I don't know what the fuck they're saying, but they lit. I love that for them. Reminds me of when we were kids. All right. You hear them, Jazz? Oh, you on the West Coast? I thought you was... Oh, no. Now I remember. I was going to say, but no, you're not. Okay, now I remember. Now I remember where you at. And I was going to say, no, you're not. You're such and such. And then I thought, no. Okay, I forgot. Okay. She's helping them. Jazz, you know Cassie? Don't tell me in the chat. Tell me in the chat. You know Cassie? You Cassie cousin? Why did you think to ask me to read Cassie? And she is literally helping the feds, in my opinion. There is a man who is struggling with anxiety. Now, the King of Pentacles in reverse is someone who struggles or struggling currently with severe anxiety. Want to know how I know? Because this came up for me. This came up for me to describe a panic attack. This is somebody who's stressed, panicking. And I'm clarifying this fire sign card. I think this is Jay-Z. He may look cool, calm, and collected in the public, but that man is shooketh right now. Shook. Stressed. Let me look at this King of Pentacles. Ooh, tapes. Tapes. And the shit he was doing on them, enjoying himself. Look at the Emperor. Ooh. Because, see, this is when the feds came and raided Diddy, and they seized all his devilish tapes. Well, this King of Pentacles in reverse is stressed because he is on there too. And you know, he been trying to fight the laws. Everybody sue him. He fight them off. But it seemed like he's stressed because he knows that these are testers. It's like a trimmer. Like a trimmer. The little baby earthquake comes and then boom, you got the big one. And then the tsunami comes. No, no, no. This man is fearing the tsunami. And this man has been trying to fight off the tsunami. He's stressed because he knows they have Diddy's tapes and he knows he's on them. But when they're going to come for him, how they're going to come for him is the problem. Ooh, and they just came for Beyonce. That man shaking in his boots. Cassie, what do you have to do with this? The Tower. Let's see what you telling. Let's see who shit you fucking up. Because you fucking somebody's shit up right now. And 2 people gonna fall out when that thing go to... Ooh. Cassie's talking. She's sharing information and they're listening. Ooh. What is she talking about in her cup? What bitches was doing in the 9 of cups. Ooh. With the King of Cups. Water sign. Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces. But we know Diddy's a Scorpio. And who's going to get caught up too? It's just a matter of time. The feds are literally just waiting. They're continuing to collect information and waiting for the moment to strike. And the outcome for Cassie is the strike. I don't know when, but Jay-Z. Is that why you've been so active lately? Trying to get up out of the U.S. Y'all trying to do a money grab real quick so y'all can make enough money to get the fuck out of here. I would say I'm on one today, but this is a Let's Chat. Y'all on one today. Y'all asking the right questions today. And I'm sitting here like, what the fuck? I don't give a fuck about Cassie. It's always when I be like, I don't give a fuck about that, is when I get the most juice. Oh dear, High Priestess. Mm-mm-mm. This is a High Priestess. It seems like behind the scenes, these people are aware of some sort of spiritual person who the feds are aware of, or who causes people to go and look for things that is usually ignored. This High Priestess exposes things. She brings things that were hidden or obscured to light. Spirit, is this High Priestess Rock Nation, or is this a High Priestess? Two of Pentacles in reverse. 8 of Wands in reverse. The Sun. I feel like these people feel like the walls are closing in from them at all sides. And when I say people, I mean B and J. I don't think that they're being able to catch a break in the spiritual realm either, because the walls are closing in on them in the physical realm. That's always an indication that for some reason you are losing your protection. They're aware of this. These people are shooketh. And Because their tea is being exposed in the UK by the sun, that's keeping them from being able to go over there and hide out from the drama. Somebody's exposing them everywhere they might try to run. It's like caging them in so that they can't run anywhere. Cassie, let me see exactly how you're helping the feds. What are you giving them? Jay-Z. Behind her helping, Jay-Z. She's giving up Jay-Z. Sagittarius. The Temperance is a Sagittarius card. So no more wondering which of the 3 fire signs we're talking about. Big Sag is here. Cassie's giving up Diddy. Cassie's giving up Jay-Z. Boom. Boom. Jay-Z, you better call me. I don't know how much you're going to be able to afford. You might can only afford a consultation. You might not be able to afford no woo. And I might not want to get myself involved in this. In fact, I sure don't. I wouldn't take on this case. I'd only do consultations. But if anybody were to ask me to do some woo on either side, I would decline. This is above me. This is in the Lord's hands. And I don't interfere with judgment unless I'm supposed to carry it out. Ooh, shame on the Hollywood celebrity psychics and celebrity readers and the celebrity practitioners. Y'all shit been failing these people. And that tells me y'all ain't plugged in. Y'all done sold y'all gifts for money too. Because ain't no way. In my laundry room 2 years ago, I saw judgment coming, not just to the celebrities, but to the world. And it's got to start with the people who make the world go around. I did a reading 2 years ago and told everybody to beware, beware. How y'all ain't telling y'all celebrity clients that and they paying y'all all this money on? And why y'all woo is failing to keep them from the throes of justice? Because a good practitioner will be able to tell their client when you are next in line for judgment and justice and what you can do to atone for what you've done. Everything ain't always going to be, hey, can you get me out of this situation? Yes, I can sacrifice a chicken and get you out. Sometimes the only way out is the cold, hard truth. And y'all don't be telling y'all clients the cold, hard truth because they still walk around like gods when the gods have lowered their statuses to rats. That's why I can't be fans of none of them. They're being judged. Who am I going to stand? When I see they ain't got no power to stop their own judgment. And none of y'all psychics and celebrity readers and stuff who like to, y'all need to be telling them because y'all going to be next. Y'all can't just be playing in these spiritual streets, setting up the spirits as a market. Just telling people, telling them anything they want to hear. Child, you better tell them people you fucked up. You fucked up, but that's okay. Let's figure out a solution. Let me ask your ancestors if they're going to require an offering from you. I just had this conversation with one of my favorite clients yesterday. The emergency. Had to say, now listen, you played yourself in this situation. That's literally what I said. You played yourself. This is how. And you need to know this moving forward so that you don't play yourself again. Let me check with your ancestors to see if they need an offering from you. And sometimes the only offering they want from you is for you to learn. Because sometimes you don't know until you fuck around and find out the hard way. And sometimes all they need you to do is learn so that you don't end up back here. Then you got to start giving them offerings that's going to cost you. But learning sometimes and doing better It's the best sacrifice. Everybody, see all the spiritual practitioners so quick to go take a goat and a chicken because that's the easy way to get you what you want without you being the sacrifice, sacrificing your ego, sacrificing your comfort to discipline yourself and teach yourself how to do better. So the animal has to be the atonement for you. But fun fact, you don't even have to do animal sacrifices in these spiritual streets, not for things that you can sacrifice for so that another innocent animal doesn't have to. Another innocent life doesn't have to. You can actually do the work. It requires work, effort, and patience, but the results are so much more substantial. And you don't have to continue offering because you never learned the lesson. This is why some of you guys have to continue making offerings once or twice a year, offerings that you hate making because you chose to let somebody else pay the price for something that you can pay the price for. But you want the quick and easy way out. So since you're still not learning the lesson, meaning there's still a good chance that you could repeat the lesson, you have to continue offering to the spirits to continue saving you from the mess that you would make on your own. So a real practitioner would tell you what I just told you, that they won't always recommend that you go and slaughter something so that you can get an easy result, when the best result is to teach you where you're going wrong and how to correct yourself so that you can walk upright moving forward. And this is why I don't make big bucks and why I'm not popular. Because I'm not going to give y'all no love and light bullshit unless there is love and light to give. And with that being said, love and light to you. I'm about to go and play with these kids. Not play with them, but yeah. So with that being said, this is a cute little whoop-de-doo. I'll be back for my members tomorrow. Everybody else, enjoy your Sunday. I'll see everybody else on Monday who's not a member. Be blessed. Love y'all. Everybody set for the trolls. Bye.